Hi everyone. So 2 weeks ago in the Gloomhaven Grand Festival, a new game was announced called Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. This is a shrunk down version of Gloomhaven based on Gloomholding, created by Joe Clipful. And when I saw Gloomholding first time, I was pretty impressed. Looked pretty fun. I haven't really played it myself, but I did read through the rules back then. But seeing Buttons and Bugs, I was immediately enthused. Like getting a single player small experience out there to play in only like 15 to 20 minutes. That sounds awesome. It was developed further by Nikki Valens, who's a very good game designer. And seeing what the two of Joe and Nikki came up with is really inspiring, to say the least. There was one small downgrade though. Gloomholden was very interesting in that you didn't require a table to play it. Rather, you could just play it with two hands. So in one hand you hold the cards, and with the other you basically play the game. You move the cards around and stuff like that. So I decided to try to remedy that in a way with this thing I made. So these past few weeks I've been working on this project. It's something I've been playing around with in my free time, and it's a mobile app which basically implements the entire game into one app. Imagine Gloomhaven Digital, but then for Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. And it has basically all the requirements necessary to play the game. I implemented the first scenario here, so you can probably recognize this scenario if you looked at any of the streams. It's been played multiple times. I've implemented the character the Tinkerer because that's one of the first ones that was streamed, so I could steal the cards from the stream there, which you can see here below. Yeah, I think the best way to show this off is to actually play this first scenario, see how it goes, and yeah, we'll just run through it. Yeah. So as you can see, we've got the cards right here. So I'm gonna actually select the cards for my first turn here, which I think will be Net Shooter and Repulsor Gun. So these are the cards I've selected. As you can see, you can also change the initiative up. The one selected on the left will be the card, the turn's initiative. So this will be 35, but we can swap those out to go with the initiative of Net Shooters. 19, let's go with that, and start the round. A die is rolled, which will indicate up top what the enemies are gonna do. So they're gonna be moving at initiative 50 with a move 1, attack 2. And here we could of course play Net Shooter, just target some enemies and immobilize them. But we could also perform the bottom of Net Shooter, which is probably the most powerful effect currently on the Tinkerer. So let's set that card active. It's kind of grayed out in bluish. That means it's active. Just trust me on this one. And we'll use the top of Repulsor Gun to target this bandit and send him over into the trap right there. So we roll another die and we get a +1, which is cool. And then we get to push the bandit either here or here, but the trap's over here, so let's select the trap. And as you can see, it suffers the 2 damage from the trap. And right now we can select where the guard's gonna go, because our turn is over. We selected 2 cards to play and we played them both. Now the guards are up, so they have numbers. This one's number 1, this one's number 2. Think of them as standee numbers, or the which are in the physical version of Gloomhaven, and we can actually decide where they are gonna go. So because the path is from here to here to here, or from here to here to here, which is the same distance to us, to the Tinkerer, we get to decide where they go. And I'm thinking we're gonna send him down because that way he'll get hit by our trap and he'll get immobilized, which is fun. This one has only one path, which is shortest to us. So let's select that. And then we get to select cards again. So as you can notice, it can be a little difficult to discern what's going on at a certain time. So right now there wasn't a big message like, oh, the round has ended, please select your cards. That is something that I still need to implement. Forgive me, I've only had 2 weeks to work on this. So there are still some kinks to get out of the project, but overall it's working fairly well. Now this bandit only has 1 HP left, so something we might be able to do here is just shield up and make it so that the next loss we play is actually not lost. Let's do a little bit of a preparation turn, as it were. So we'll activate Dangerous Contraption. Now we have 1 Retaliate, 1 Shield, and we'll go next to this poor old bandit and make him get slapped in the head. They add 1 shield, and then he just dies without dealing any damage to us, which is very sad for him, but oh well. Let's see here. We can play Potent Potables or Hook Gun. We can also decide to discard these cards at any point, but let's keep them here for now. They seem like nice bonuses to keep up. And we'll go for Potent Potables and Hook Gun. Now there is a 1 in 3 chance that the Bandit Guard will go earlier than us, but that's just something we're gonna have to deal with. They do go slower and they only move 1, so yeah, we can just smack this boy up. Let's see, that's only 1 damage. We can pull him in, so we can either move him here or here or here, but I'm not sure if that's gonna give us any advantage because he's attacking for 2. You know what, let's pretend we didn't think this through very well, or we want to use the retaliation. Let's just move him next to us so he can attack us and then suffer some pain. That sounds like fun. And then we'll heal ourselves, and we can set 1 card from hand or discard pile to its A side. I don't know if that's a great idea. We could. We could actually do that for Dangerous Contraption if we discard it, because then we get an extra turn and we can use Crankbow for a big damage dealing attack. So let's do that. Actually select this one to get back to our hands, and we get hit for 1. That's just something we're gonna have to deal with, and the Retaliate wasn't up again, so no Retaliate damage this time, but we do have the effect of Toxic Bolt up, which is going to allow us to perform the Crankbow without losing the card, which should be nice. They're going to move for 2 and hit for 2. So something we can do is, so if we were to target the Bandit Guard with just this attack 5, range 5, we're going to have disadvantage, which is definitely something we do not want right now, because as you can see in the on the left here, there is we are currently in the AMD row with null in there on the left. So if we roll a minus, we'll actually miss the attack. So let's first do the moving thing and then push this Bandit Guard. Let's pushing him up there, and then we'll perform the attack so it's not disadvantaged. And we're actually lucky. Okay, that's good. The Bandit Guard's gonna go closer, and now we have the ability to long rest or short rest, but for now we can actually win this fairly easily. I think we just do the Dangerous Contraption Proximity Mine turn. They are gonna go fast, but we can set up Proximity Mine, which is a guaranteed kill, but we can also just perform the bottom of Dangerous Contraption to perform an attack 4, which is guaranteed to kill, because we can only roll a -1, a 0, or a +1, all of which will perform the kill here because they only have 1 shield. So we'll perform this attack, which is fun, and we killed all the enemies, and thus we have won the scenario. Nice. So yeah, that's basically most of the app. You can replay, of course, and then it will reset to the first turn and you get all the cards back, stuff like that, which is fun if you want to replay. One thing I do have to note though is that I currently can't release this app. The reason for that mostly is that I do not have any rights to any of the images used or the game mechanics, basically. It would be allowed to sort of make a digital version similar to Tabletop Simulator, I guess, though I would probably require some permission as well there. But for now, I can't release this game. So, Cephalofair, if you're watching and you're okay with this releasing, please let me know. I can definitely upload this to something like Itch so people can play online, or just upload it to the Google Play Store, which will be a free download, of course. Or if you have any other plans in mind, please let me know. I'm open for anything, basically. This has become a bit of a passion project for me this past week. Certain features need to be added, of course, to make it more fully functional. All the abilities work for the Tinkerer right now, which is nice, but it's only the level 1 abilities. There's only scenario 1, or maybe scenario 0 even, I'm not quite sure. And as you can see, the visual quality of the assets isn't very good because I ripped it all off the streams, which is a bit naughty of me, but there were not any official sources available. So this is what we're gonna have to do with for now. I definitely do intend to implement all the characters that have been shown off so far. I want to implement an undo, which will be turn by turn based. I've got most of the functionality there. Mostly just need to add a couple of buttons that will do the actual thing. Well, I want to implement more scenarios, but I'm not quite sure what the scenarios will be like because the game is not fully released yet. So yeah, that's it for now. Please let me know what you think, if you like this idea. If you want to help me figure out this fun little thing called user interfaces. Right now I basically set everything up so that I can understand what's going on, but I definitely understand if people have a little trouble seeing or understanding what all the elements are and what's going to happen. I also definitely want some text going on telling you like, oh hey, it's your turn now, please select either a top or bottom action. You know, the kind of text that Gloomhaven Digital has, which is great. That definitely needs to be implemented at some point. But please let me know any suggestions or your thoughts in general regarding this little prototype I made, if it's something you'd be interested in. Otherwise, yeah, definitely go to the Gloomhaven Grand Festival. This is the final day, so actually make sure you pre-order or back the Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs pledge, because it's gonna be a great game to play. Definitely on tabletop, maybe digitally, if we're allowed to. And otherwise, I hope you'll have a fantastic day. See ya.